Hi, this is PathandTarot. I'm Brent, and this is PathandAnswers, where I answer your questions about the tarot. And then at the end, I'll give you a card and send you on your way. Okay, so let's get into it here. Are tarot cards accurate? The easiest way to put this is the accuracy of the tarot cards is uncanny. It's very mysterious when dealing with the accuracy of the tarot cards, because the tarot cards, we've already talked about this, they're not supernatural in any way. It's us, the human condition, the human element, the human experience that connects with what the cards are to create this interesting experience that we could call supernatural, paranormal, whatever you want to call it. The heightened level of intuition that we can achieve with tarot cards is really what's happening. So are they accurate? What we can say is this, is our intuition accurate when we use the tarot cards? So in a way, yes. Yes, it can be. But it also depends on a few things. Yes, the tarot is quite uncanny in a lot of ways. But when you're dealing with your tarot cards and you're reading for yourself or you're reading for others, in a way you're channeling energy that is out there. It's universal. It's just accessible. But we're also connecting with our subconscious, our inner thoughts and desires that we may not be familiar with. These are hidden things. The cards, they tend to pick up our subconscious. So we are, as we read the cards and what the result is, what we're actually seeing is an answer towards our subconscious. And so typically what they would provide for you is an answer to that, the things that you aren't quite aware of. For whatever reason or another, the chaotic structure and the nature of how the cards work after being shuffled and draw them with a question you want to ask, that's where it ends up. You deal with an answer to your subconscious desires and not your conscious questions. So really what the tarot ends up doing is it ends up answering the answer you need, not what you want. So are they accurate? I would say yes. Once you align yourself with your subconscious desires, then what you end up having is a situation where the tarot cards are going to reflect back to you what your subconscious desires are. And if you align with your subconscious desires, then they can be pretty accurate sometimes. But it all kind of depends on, what you're asking, the intuition you bring into it, and how that all, works together. Because what ends up happening sometimes too is that what the cards reflect back to you is something that doesn't make sense. You can sit there and look at the meaning of the cards, patterns, and then just can't come up with anything. It happens. But the weird thing is that give it time, give it a month, give it a few weeks, few months, maybe even like half a year. And what you'll find is that confusing message becomes a lot more clear. The cards, what they reflect back to you, knows no time. The concept of time is not really a part of what the tarot can do. So what it could have been seeing or reflecting back is something very much down the road in the future, seeing this like potential from some other corner of your future self or something like that. It's seeing that, and that's what it's reflecting. It's saying, hey, this is what's going on way down the road, and it won't make sense until you get there, and that's the interesting part. So when you see a result, how the cards work, and it doesn't make sense, just give it time, and you'll find that those cards actually were fairly accurate. Except you just weren't there yet. So you just gotta wait. That's all I can tell you. So let's do a tarot card reading. The Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. So we've got our first court card here. So this is an interesting card. Court cards have always been tough for readers, especially myself. I'm sort of putting myself more into this and generalizing it that way because I had a tough time with the court cards. But really, they represent like the human aspect, like aspects of oneself, or they can actually represent people in a more literal way. Like if you're asking certain questions and lots of court cards come up, well, it means there's like people involved, possibly, or there's just many aspects of yourself that need to be uncovered. So there's it can be kind of complex, but it helps clarify what you're asking if you can recognize those things. So the Knight of Pentacles holding a pentacle on a horse. So the way I see this is we've got the pentacle being connected with the earth. The knight's on its way to something, but you can see the knight is sort of stopped and he's kind of contemplating the pentacle in a way, thinking like, what should I do with this? So almost, to me right now, it's reflecting a moment in time where you just have to kind of think about where it is you want to go. Ground yourself and then take that action. Knights have a lot of action. They're on a horse. If we're dealing with the Waite-Smith cards, of course, and other variations of tarot. But they're on a horse, so they're moving. They have more movement possibilities, so they can represent more action. A little bit more mature than the page in that way. It's like a step up, but of course under the king and queen, so they're not as strong in that sense. But the knight here is almost in a resting period before action, so it's like the knight will step into it. So I think that's what we can kind of pick out from this message, and it almost even represents what this exact moment, what I'm doing right now, and what is happening with the PathandTarot channel. This is sort of a moment in time for myself and dealing with this a brand identity, the PathandTarot thing, is that, this is sort of a moment where things are slowing down so that I can think about where to go next, like observing the pentacle. And in this case, the pentacle is the PathandTarot entity, like the digital identity. I'm Brent, I'm behind all of it, but it's still, it's its own thing now. I'm looking at it, I'm observing it, thinking, what am I doing next? Because this series came from that energy, a stopping point and a contemplation of, hey, what can I do next with this channel, this content thing? PathandAnswers, that's sort of the answer to that. So there you have it. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. I'll see you out there.